The 26th chapter, in which the Queen receives several courtiers and reaches a decision. Her costume, worn in answer to the day's great heat as well as to advertise her mood, was of Oriental influence. Glowing silks and cotton veils, many strands of pearls, and ornaments of Baroque Saracen gold. Choir remained in black at her side upon a couch placed next to her chair by the open window of her withdrawing room. She had retired there, disdaining the audience chamber. It reminded her too much of the petitioners still occupying the presence chambers to which, in hope, they had come after Accession Day. She was languorous, an Egyptian empress, and her manner was satirical, as if she mocked her own appearance. And yet she was gentle, smiling on everyone, a little sad still at the loss of Ingleborough. Yet it was inevitable, and I am glad he did not die alone, she had said to her lover that morning, after he had soothed her to her current and novel tranquillity. Then she had discovered and satisfied his desire. She lived to please him. She had never known one who accepted love so gracefully. His hard, handsome little body inspired her to creative achievement, as a fine musical instrument might inspire a composer. A touch would reveal to her fresh, sweet notes which could content her wonderfully. Now she could with ease utterly forget her own flesh, for he made no effort to arouse her, and she was so grateful. It proved his understanding and his love. Her ladies, dressed to match her, sharing her mood, had become almost the giggling waiting woman of some Indian harem, and found Choir very curious. He received a great deal of their attention. As John Dee, in robes of white and gold, joined them, and ladies fell back into an antechamber, the doctor was pale and discomfited, but his nod to Choir was not merely friendly, and he bowed very low before the Queen with much more of a courtier's flourish than had once been usual in him. Your Majesty, I have obeyed my Lord Montfaucon as you desired me to do, and there were physicians attending also, for he is, as you know, suspicious of me. The corpse was opened and its contents sniffed. Save for brandy, it was clean. No food had been consumed at all in the past 24 hours, not a hint of poison, in colour, smell, or condition. She moved a fan as if to wave away the image he conjured. Thank you, Dr. D. In my opinion, madam, Lord Montfaucon has become plot-hungry. He craves traitors the way a dog craves rats. He lives only to hunt them. My Lord Montfaucon protects the realm. He performs his duty, Dr. D, as he sees it. The Queen made only a languid defence. John D clawed his snowy beard and snorted. The wheels of Montfaucon's mind spin like those of a clock without a pendulum. Lord Ingleborough was his oldest friend. He grieves, and grieving, he seeks a villain to personify the fate which befalls us all. The Queen became more sympathetic. His attention therefore comes upon the most suspicious, in his eyes, the stranger to the court, the newcomer, Captain Choir. He wished to find Ingleborough poisoned, and now he is dismayed. Dee looked fondly at Choir. He is jealous of you, Captain, and would believe you guilty of every crime in the land. Choir shrugged and moved his mouth in a wistful smile. He thinks he knows me. He told me so. He could not, said Dee gravely, know you, sir, for it is only a few months since you came to our sphere in Master Tolkada's chariot. Choir stretched himself along the couch. So you insist, Dr. D. For D in this matter he feigned amnesia, yet it suited him, as it suited the Queen, that he should possess no past in Albion. The rose-carved doors of the withdrawing room were opened, and a footman stood there. "Your Majesty, Sir Thomason Fine awaits your pleasure." "He is expected." Gloriana closed her fan and extended her hand as Tom Fine hobbled in to kiss it. A grunt at Dee, a smile at Quire, and he lowered himself, in answer to the Queen's sign, to a white silk chair. "Good morrow, your Majesty. Gentlemen, Perron Montfaucon's finished his gruesome work, then?" "I have just come from there." Dr. Dee shed a look. "Aye. And no poison?" "None." Tom Fine was satisfied. "His little page ran off, you know, Patch. Ran off, doubtless, when he heard the news, or saw his master dead. He can't be found." "He'll reappear in time, I'm sure," said Captain Quire. "It would be a grief. Patch was very fond of Lisuarte, but the poor fellow was in too much pain. That body was best dead, though he lives in here." Fine tapped his forehead. "The finest of all of us, the noblest of Herne's old men. What's to become of his estates, there being no direct heir?" "A nephew in the Dale country," Gloriana told him, "who has for many years acted as his steward." "A true nephew, or—" "There are papers sufficient to prove blood ties." Queen Gloriana smiled. "In such matters, so long as there are no contesters, birth can be adjusted according to certain diplomatic requirements. His nephew is the new lord." "And where's Perron now?" Tom Fine asked Dr. Dee. Meanwhile, Gloriana and Captain Quire exchanged glances, exclusive and knowing, not hearing what he said. "Returned, I suppose, to his offices." Dee shifted his gold cap upon his white head. "I am not in Montfaucon's confidence, Sir Thomason." "Aye, he's a difficult old fellow now. I remember when he was younger and his family alive, he was somewhat softer in his emotions. But gradually in the cause of Albion his spirit has grown as inflexible as poor Lisuarte's limbs, and I'd suspect gives him as much pain. You must not think too badly of him, Dr. Dee." "Oh, I do not, Sir Thomason. It is Lord Montfaucon thinks ill of me. He sees me as a sorcerer who puts a glamour on the Queen." "There, there," Sir Tom smiled. "You are not the adventurer you once were in his eyes. There are greater threats now. Captain Quire, for instance." The shrewd eyes looked across at Quire. Quire laughed carelessly. "What does he say of me, Sir Thomason?" "Oh, many things. That you're the cause of all strife in Albion." "Oh, so I have been learning." "Is he exact?" Sir Thomason grinned. He knew that Quire must be aware of Montfaucon's confidence in him. He knew that Quire dared him to reveal what even Montfaucon dared not reveal to the Queen. He shook his head and was admiring. "He says he marks you for a murderer, a spy, an abductor, a rapist, a thief. Well, the list is almost endless." The Queen laughed. "How can he have so much intelligence of you, Quire? Are you a lover who has rejected him? Now, we must discuss this topic. My Lord Montfaucon is the loyalest noble in the realm and serves us well. I'll not have him mocked." "Oh, I do not mock him, madam," said Sir Thomason. "He is my friend. We discuss him because we fear for his sanity. He should be sent to one of his houses, somewhere in the country, to rest." "He would deem himself exiled." "I know. You must concede to him as much as is tolerable to you, your Majesty." Tom Fine was serious. "I would not have him follow Lisuarte at once." "Well, there's little danger of that, surely." Captain Quire spoke diffidently, as one not well informed of matters on which others discourse. "He weakens himself with these wild goose chases." Fine scratched at his weather-stained forehead. "And summer's ever the season for strange fancies. The sun draws forth hidden humours as it draws forth sweat." "You think the autumn will find him cooler?" the Queen asked. "If he's handled kindly." "I have conceded to him a great deal in my life, Sir Tom." "Indeed, madam. In turn he's devoted his entire soul to your well-being." for the sake of the realm, and from affection, your majesty. Yet he calls any other who befriends me traitor. The Countess of Skaith, Dr. D. Captain Quire. He is jealous of them all. Lady Mary Perrott was not held by him in any high esteem. Should I fear for the lives of every person I love, Sir Tom? Fine was horrified. You do not think, madam, that he would take such guilt upon himself? To play executioner? Well, he seems content to place the guilt on me, murmured Gloriana. Guilt inherited is one thing. I have borne it through my childhood, through my reign. I am resentful of new guilt, sir. Your friend, our Chancellor, accuses me by accusing my friends. Is this the loyalty you would have me show to him? He has many burdens, madam, he cannot share. He lightens your load in a number of ways. What? Tell me how. Tom Fine became confused. Why, I do not know, your majesty. I refer to the business of statecraft in general. He has statecraft at the root of his nature. He enjoys his schemes. Well, the Admiral could not deny this. One glance at Quire, nearly beseeching him to speak, and Quire was rising, to walk around the couch and peer through the window into the floral extravagance. The thousand eyes of the peacock's rustling displays, the green blandness of lawns on which heavy iguanas lazed. Quire pretended to the stranger's embarrassment. Tom Fine knew a flash of resentment and then was reconciled. Why should Quire involve himself? He was already much victimized by Montfaucon, who, in Fine's opinion, was angry at the loss of a servant now threatening to become his effective master. Dr. D was conscious that his own remark might be taken for hypocrisy, but he made it for practicality's sake. A sedative, if Lord Montfaucon were to sleep. I have a philtre I can prepare. Lord Montfaucon, accept a draught from your hands. My innocent sage. Queen Gloriana laughed and showed him a mild eye. I think not. Lord Montfaucon, began Quire, before the door opened and the footman spoke. Lord Montfaucon, your majesty. Gloriana was reluctant. She looked imploringly to Tom Fine, who was helpless. She was conquered by her old loyalty, her good heart, by convention. Admit him. Lord Montfaucon, in his dignified black, with his gold chain, his iron head of a paler cast than usual, strode into the room and stood before them, like death himself come calling. He stared suspiciously from face to face, and then bowed before the Queen, still keeping his distance. Ingleborough's demise, it seems, was natural, he said. Ay, my lord. The Queen inclined her heads towards John D. So we have heard. In these days it is wise to be sure, Tom Fine rallied a little weakly to his friend. In these days, very true. Montfaucon stared hard at Quire, to the Queen's resentment. She rose up. My lord, she said impatiently. My lord. I intrude upon some private conference. Montfaucon made no attempt to advance into the room. He saw no allies, save Fine, and Fine was apparently an uncertain one. But my business is urgent, your majesty. Well then, my good lord, tell us what it is. She looked at Quire as she spoke. The captain looked back. It concerns your public duties, your majesty. I must make arrangements. Since the Countess of Skaith no longer acts as your secretary, I suppose I must fill the role. Unless this Captain Quire... Well, Captain Quire has no official function, my lord. Then, your majesty... Well, what are the duties in specific, Lord Montfaucon? There are many who would speak with you, ambassadors and so forth. In these days when war is threatened, it would be wise to insist, in your person, upon our power. Let them know some mystery, my lord. It could be argued it makes us more powerful if we are not seen. There is also the progress, your majesty. Through the realm your most loyal nobles await your coming. They must be informed when they may expect you. They prepare entertainments, as is usual, from south to north, west to east, in all the great houses of the realm. With the Perots presently mollified a degree or two, it is of importance that you spend time with these families, who will support you, should the Perots begin again to speak of secret enterprises and look for allies amongst fellow nobles. The Queen had hardly been listening. Her voice was casual when she replied, "We have decided against a progress this year, my lord. We feel that the summer tilt was sufficient to advertise our friends of our favour and health, and our enemies of our strength and support." "Well, it was a gain, madam, certainly. But it must be ratified. The progress will be crucial this year of all years. The court can't go about the land reinforcing the buttresses of the realm's structure." "Well, they need no reinforcing, surely." Captain Quire seemed to regret his outburst. "I only meant to say that, well, Albion has never seemed stronger." Montfaucon glared at him. "A structure's as strong as its proprietor's vigilance. Lice and vermin and rot can occupy its walls, destroying its beams and its foundations, so that it seems by its outer signs the best-made house in all the world, until one day it falls, all of a sudden." "I have heard of merchants who fear so much for the safety of their buildings that they will saw through perfectly healthy beams in search for worms, dig up the best-laid foundations in a quest for suspected pests, and thus bring their houses down upon their own heads." Captain Quire fell silent at the Queen's warning glance. "But I know nothing of such matters, my lord. Forgive me for speaking on them." "You seem thoroughly conversant, Sir Palmerin." Lord Montfaucon let weary contempt infect his tone. "In all matters concerning the control of vermin. Have you perhaps suffered the attentions of some terrier in your own time, or been a terrier yourself?" "Well, you become obscure, my lord," answered Quire mildly, but he was able to show to the Queen that his feelings had been hurt, and she became engaged. "My Lord Montfaucon, you overreach." "For what, madam?" bleakly. "Show courtesy to our guest. What harm has he done to you that you should display such disaffection?" "Harm?" Montfaucon frowned. He opened his mouth. He said lamely, I know his like." "Oh, well, what like is that, my lord?" Quire seemed to tremble with self-control as he spoke. "Enough!" The Queen was fierce. "You are distraught, my lord, for reasons that we all do know. If you would rest and return this afternoon, we should be pleased to speak more on the matter. Explain our reasons fully, if you so desire." "Excuse yourself from duty, madam. Is that what you mean? You must make your progress." "Parry on," cried Tom Fine, springing up and limping forward. "Wait a few hours." "You must make your progress, madam." He used his quiet, furious voice. "The realm depends upon it." "The realm is secure." "The realm has never been more threatened." "How so?" "Believe me that it is so, madam." "Well, show me proof, Lord Montfaucon." "The proof will manifest itself soon enough." "Well, very well, my lord, then we shall wait to see it." Montfaucon's pallor gave way to purple. "Oh, madam." His breathing became huge. "You are listening to bad advice." "I listen to my own conscience, my lord, for this once." "It is Hearn's philosophy I hear." He held his ground by the door. "Familiar speeches to me, madam." He had angered her again. "You may go, my lord." His grey finger pointed at Quire. "This maggot, madam, will infect you with the sophist's plague, and make you cruel and hated, turning all to darkness." "My lord, I am the Queen." Tom Fine was lurching to take Montfaucon's arm. "Parry on. What you say is almost treachery, and would have been judged so under Hearn. Come." Montfaucon remained. "You are with them now, Tom. You serve them. Already you have expressed your liking for Quire. Well, Lisuarte had a similar liking, and he died. A taste for Quire is a taste for hemlock." You're weary, Perion. Let us go to your lodgings and continue our discussion there. Fine's hand was shaken free. I am alone now. Alone I protect Albion, and protect her I shall against any threat from any quarter. For too long has secret voluptuousness been tolerated at court. Selfish lust weakens all. We shall have Herne back, mark my words. That is nonsense, my lord. Queen was once more placatory. Then marry, madam. Marry and have done with it all. The temptations with which you beguile your private hours, they now become your whole world. Find a husband of noble birth and marry him. Thus shall war be averted thoroughly. Marry strength to take the burden of your private grief, to share the weight of the realm's responsibilities. Don't demean yourself with these wicked little, common, clownish knaves who will only do you harm, who understand nothing of chivalry. Arabia would have me marry the Grand Caliph. You'd like him for a master, eh, my lord? And he'll help me share my private grief, eh, my lord? A few more months and the nobles and the people shall welcome the Arabian fleet as our saviour. Cannot you see into what dangers we slip if you do not make your progress, letting suitors court you as you go? I had the plans all arranged, the most likely bachelors listed, and if you were to favour a Perrot, so much the better. If you do not make your progress, and possibly make peace with the Perrots by visiting them, or a nearby house, they'll be arming for private war again. All these plans, my lord, and no consultation. She shrugged. Be off with you, sir, and make further plans, since that is your will. But do not, I beg thee, ask for my affirmation and involvement. Montfaucon scarcely heard her as he stood breathing deeply and glowering at the man who had robbed him of his power. Quire moved to the Queen's side as a guard might, out of concern. Montfaucon whispered, He is capable of any crime. He is more terrible than Herne, for he is not mad nor vain as Herne was. Sir Thomason, please escort the Lord Chancellor back to his apartments and make him to rest. Return, my lord, when you are in a more civil humour. Dr. D, if you can help, please do, though I fear. Montfaucon looked from D to Fine as they stood on either side of him. Am I arrested? Of course not, Perion, said Fine, but you are distressed. The Queen's concern is for your health. Dr. T could attend you, if you so wished, giving you some drug to help this mood pass. What, am I to be poisoned by the Magus? And with these predictable words he was led away. Gloriana embraced her Quire. Oh, my love, that you should suffer so much insult. Quire was brave. Oh, I do not blame him, madam. He stroked her face as she stretched beside him on the couch. He is, as you say, distracted by his friend's death. Tell me that I shall not have to make the progress. It would mean parting from you for so long, and I do not think it will do any good to our cause. Well, you must not exhaust yourself, madam, by a journey of that length. Albion needs you at court. Who knows what evil would develop here? Already so much, as I understand it, is unexplained. It could be that the Countess of Scaith is still alive. Oh, Quire, my dear, if only it were so. What two good friends I should have then. And she hugged him tightly, burying her head on his shoulder as he seemed to reel with frowning, puzzled eyes beneath the force of her love.